Hey there, welcome back. Today, we're tackling something really cool, loading data into a list using configuration properties. Imagine you need to manage a list of items, like favorite books, cities, or say fruits, directly from your configuration file. Sounds handy, right? Let's see how easy Spring Boot makes this. Ready? Let's dive in. If you remember, in one of our videos, we explored how to load list data from application.yml using the @value annotation. But there was a catch. We had to handle separators like commas or colons to split the values correctly. Well, today, we're going to simplify this process even further. By using configuration properties, we can completely eliminate the need for manually managing separators. Let's add a list of roles in the userConfig class. First, create an enum for the roles. Next, add value in enum like admin, user, moderator. Next, add list of roles in userConfig class. Now that we've added the list of roles in the userConfig class, it's time to configure it in the application.yml file under the user prefix. Adding the list of roles in application.yml, using the user.roles key. And providing a comma-separated list of role values. Wait a minute. I mentioned earlier that with configuration properties, we don't need to worry about separators like commas. Yes, that's true. But did you know that configuration properties still supports comma-separated values? Spring Boot can easily handle that format as well. Let's first test it with a comma-separated list in application.yml. And then later we'll explore how it works without using any separators. Trust me, it's going to make things even simpler. Now, let's quickly modify our REST API to return the roles list as well. Follow along as I show you how to do it, just like I'm doing on the screen. Now, let's start the application. Application is up and running, switch to Postman. And hit the API. As you can see on the screen, we received the list of roles as expected. The roles are now properly injected from the application.yml file into the list using configuration properties. As I promised, with configuration properties, we don't need to worry about separators like commas or colons. Let's do some changes and test it further. Now, if we need to pass a list in the YAML file, we break the key with a dash, hyphen symbol, followed by a space, and then the value. This way, we can add multiple values under the same key. Let me show you how it's done on my screen. Follow the steps just like I am doing on the screen. Look at this, each dash, hyphen symbol, represents a new value, and Spring Boot treats each one as a separate value. The best part? We didn't need to specify any separators like commas or colons. Spring automatically recognizes each dash as a separator. This approach makes it much easier to manage lists, especially when you have a lot of values. No need to worry about separators anymore, just use dashes. Now, let's restart the application. And hit our API again. As you can see on the screen, we've got the proper response. Here's the cool part. We didn't need to use any separator in a single line. We leveraged the power of YAML formatting, where each item in the list is specified with a dash, hyphen symbol. This method is not only cleaner but also simplifies how we work with lists. With that value, changing the separator required writing complex SBL, Spring Expression Language queries, which could be quite cumbersome. But with that configuration properties, we don't need to worry about that. It simplifies everything by directly mapping the values from the YAML or properties file to the class variables, without needing to deal with complex queries or separators. In our next video, we're going to take things to the next level by exploring nested classes. Ever wondered how to handle a user config class that contains another class inside it? Trust me, this will make your configuration handling even more powerful and flexible.
So, make sure to stay tuned.
And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell to never miss a video. You don't want to miss what's coming next.